It's been a while since we last reviewed the best value Xiaomi tablet to date. And while not a lot has changed when it comes to day-to-day use, I did notice a few things that some users might want to know before spending their hard-earned money on this one. But before we get started, here's a short message from the sponsor of this video. CityKey Offer specializes in delivering cheap and legitimate software and game codes. If you ever need a Windows 10 Pro or a Microsoft Office key, you can buy one at a very cheap price. To do so, just visit citykeyoffer.com. Search for Windows 10 and choose a suitable copy for you, but in my case, I always go for a professional copy. Before making a payment, make sure to type in the RC20 code for an exclusive 30% off discount. After that, you can choose your preferred payment method. You will receive the code via an email that redirects you to the website of CityKey Offer, and from there you can get your Windows 10 key. Since my Windows 10 copy is already activated, I just can simply change my product key to the new one that I just bought. If you need a Microsoft Office key, the steps are pretty much the same. Just make sure to type in the RC20 code for an exclusive 30% off discount. CityKey Offer provides permanently valid keys with 30 days of return and exchange period. You can check out more deals in the video description below. As a tablet, the Pad 5 is a no-brainer. It has a large, bright and fast screen, a powerful chipset to handle nearly everything you throw at it, including the latest games, and a stereo speaker setup that's decent enough to replace a portable Bluetooth speaker. Although you have to deal with the lack of a headphone jack, microSD slot, and additional RAM options, as a whole, the Pad 5 is still a solid option, especially when you weigh in other options from Huawei and other brands. But for specific purposes, particularly when setting up a second user account and using this tablet in desktop or PC mode, there are a few caveats to take note of. In relation to the second user account, Xiaomi has this feature called Second Space. It's like having another user account on a Mac or Windows PC. So it creates a second space that lets you use a separate Google account to sync, including all the apps and even a separate login password. The feature sounds useful and all, but that's only half of the story. Running on the latest software version, the second space has trouble logging into another Google account. You can create a second space, but you can't log into another Google account. I tried looking for solutions online. One is where you need to factory reset and immediately set up a second space, but it only worked once. So now my second space is back to being a no-account user space that can install apps or use apps that require logging in. You can still use media players in the browser, but that's just about it. I also tried looking for other solutions from other users of this tablet, but apparently it's a software-related issue, so unless Xiaomi sends out a new update addressing the second space account issue, consider the feature unusable. A rep from Xiaomi Philippines told its users that the reason why the issue is happening is that the models sent to them were with China ROM, but the tablets themselves were running on global ROM since day one, so that's the thing with second space. As for the PC desktop mode, the Pad 5 doesn't support it natively, but technically it has sufficient software code to run it through a brute force method. You don't need to play with the developer settings fortunately, instead you need to download an APK file to run PC mode on this tablet. I had trouble running the latest version of the APK file, so I stuck with the older version, which basically worked just fine with no bugs or whatsoever. PC mode works like most Android PC modes out there. However, the version of the Pad 5 is a lot simpler than, say for example, DeX from Samsung. The bottom panel has a taskbar along with the standard date, notification, and quick settings. The navigation menu is on the corner side, which is weird to see. The search icon doesn't seem to be working on this version, but you can pin apps on the taskbar as well as rearrange the ones in the desktop. That's about it when it comes to customization. With first-party apps, they support full screen, but with non-first-party apps like Facebook, Netflix, and even YouTube, they are no-no. But there is a workaround. You just need to access apps like Netflix through the browser to get it to full screen. Kinda like how you would on a PC. As for being productive, this kind of setup is still not a decent alternative to a laptop. The best thing I could do here is create simple Word documents and research while taking notes. Depending on the apps you use, chances are they're not supported properly here. I connected my mice and keyboard via Bluetooth and they work just fine. I'm actually impressed that PC mode on this tablet has proper support for DPI and third and fourth buttons. I did notice a bit of latency, but it's not something that would kill the experience. All in all, the desktop mode on the Pad 5 is very basic but usable in certain scenarios. But if you're going to ask me whether or not it's worth it to buy and pair a keyboard and mice here, my answer would be no. Unless Xiaomi pushes an update that takes its PC mode closer to Samsung DeX, the Pad 5 is nothing but an excellent tablet for media consumption. If you want to see the standard review of the Pad 5 where I went over each feature, you can watch my 30-day review on the channel, as most of the things I said there still applies to this day. That's it, drop a sub or a like if you feel supporting the channel, and until the next one, Happy New Year, stay safe.